basically I was a zombie, I don't know. And like while I'm fucking, my arms and my legs are like flying off and there's blood being shot up to the ceiling. And
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pillow Time! I can't sing, but welcome to the show, babies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. This is Pillow Talk. I'm your host, Ryan Pownell, the #1 adult podcast in the world. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in every week. We love you. Co-hosted today, 5th time back on the show, one of the GOAT adult creators and online social media creators in the world. This is Fitness Nala.
Thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to be
Welcome back, Nala.
too.
We love Nala.
We love Ryan.
And today, a very special guest. Been in the game. She's a pioneer, creator of Burning Angel, an award-winning actress, sex worker, writer, director, owner, creator. Am I forgetting something?
yeah, that's good enough.
Writer,
I'll take it.
director.
Yeah.
There's one more. There's one more thing you do.
I don't know.
Water
Water peddler.
peddler. This is Joanna Angel. It's an honor.
Hi, thank you.
You
What an
you get a lot
introduction.
of shout outs on this show.
You told me that. That makes me feel
Yeah.
really special.
The youngins,
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
they look
I
up to you.
know. I'm like
Big
like
influence.
grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Because
of
you
porn.
created the goth porn.
I mean, people give me credit for that.
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued by it, honestly.
Isn't that,
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
upon a time.
You started, was it 1990?
Oh my God. It was 2002.
Oh.
But okay.
Why do I think 1990?
Wow.
You were born
How
in
old did you
1990.
think I was?
No.
No, I was not born. I was born in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the way
Not
legends talk
1990.
about you,
Yeah.
it feels like you did it in the 40s almost.
You look
George,
like an
Just a
extremely
pioneer.
hot version of Sandra Bullock.
Wow, thank you.
That's
Okay.
what she looks like.
So these bangs are new, and it's like changed my face completely. And I think along with it, it's changed my personality.
Wow.
It's like I feel like reborn.
Looks
It was
great.
a very
So
strange
sexy.
thing that I feel like everyone. Oh, you're a bangs haver.
I
feel
love
like
bangs.
I just want to find other people with bangs and
I know.
connect with
and
them.
then connect.
Yeah, like
and
have
you
a
can talk
support
about
group maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, talk about like what products you use, like
How you style them.
right? How you blow
What
dry
you do
them.
There's
for
a
the
bang
gym.
community.
There needs to be.
I know that there's a bang.com community, baby.
Oh my
I've been
God.
on one bang. Now I have. There's a joke here.
A lot of girls
somewhere.
say their favorite to work with, they say Burning Angel.
Oh,
But they also say bang.com.
well, yeah.
We love
yeah.
bang.com. So,
Yeah.
Joanna, are you still doing the
Do I
sexy
still?
time?
I do. I have lots of sex
Mainstream
on
still?
camera. Yeah,
Yummy.
I do actually.
Okay.
I did sell Burning Angel in 2018 now. 18, yeah. So
Congratulations.
yeah, I sold it. So
And you made a bag.
I did okay. But yeah, so I started Burning Angel in 2002, sold it, and I can't remember. I think it was like the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019.
Legendary.
Yes, I still do. Yeah, I just did a scene for Brazzers not that long ago. I just had a new one come out. I did a scene for Bang Bros not that long ago. I know it's kind of funny. Everybody is like, "Oh, you're done now." I'm like, "Nope, not done. Never have been
Yeah, because
done."
I kind of view you as like a Caden Cross, you know? Like,
Honestly, like it's kind of funny because there was a very good portion of my career where I was
the boss ass bitch.
yeah, really more of a director than I was a performer. And I was kind of going in that way. And then like OnlyFans came out and it's almost like I took a turn. I actually feel like I'm performing now more than I even did in this sort of heyday of my career.
So are you just pumping
because
small hands a lot on OnlyFans?
honestly, not as much as you would think because
She's married to Small Hands, another legendary male
we are.
porn star.
No way.
Yeah.
So you're not taking his pee-pee, you're taking others?
I take everyone's people. Sometimes it is funny being at home and we're like, okay, we should shoot a scene tomorrow. And then it's like, sometimes it just feels funny shooting a scene with just me
your
and
husband.
him, Like it
Wow.
just feels like we're not going to, I don't know. So it actually is like, it's easier for me to like compartmentalize. I don't really know what to say. Like when I shoot with other people or he
Yeah, you
shoots
shoot
with other
with Johnny.
people.
You're like, Johnny,
Right.
4
Yeah,
o'clock.
exactly. I'm gonna
small
have
hands.
put my
It's like,
makeup.
wait, I gotta
Yeah.
brush my teeth.
Yeah,
Yes.
like okay, and then like, do we get like a dog sitter? Should we get a location?
That's so
Should we
funny.
like,
I
you know,
love
like
that.
sometimes people are like, wow, you're lucky. Like you could just like shoot whenever. I'm like, it's actually, you know, we shoot more stuff I think with other girls because when another girl's around, it's like, oh, okay, like now it's a scene.
Work time, yeah.
We shot a scene together alone for Valentine's Day, like a Valentine's Day theme thing, and it was like very funny. And I even like got a photographer and stuff because we took some cute pictures and like whatever. And then after the photographer left, we're like, especially, you know, with OnlyFans, like we're just shooting on our phones and it was just funny. It's like, okay, like now we're
Are
working.
you still having off-camera consistent sex?
Yes.
And
we
are you
do.
doing the porn star sex or is it making love?
That's a good question.
I think it depends on the night.
'Cause
Depends
you
on the
know,
night.
you have
Depends
to
on the
separate.
day.
Do you feel the detachment in your personal life versus when you're in your work life, or is it kind of just one big?
And people will expect the porn star sex,
They really do.
right?
I think
It's very passionate.
yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know if you know our whole like story. I mean, when I first met Aaron, my husband, you know, I got him into
Small
the
hands.
industry, which is very funny that a lot of people don't even
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the first like 3 years we were together, he was just a regular guy.
What was he doing?
He was well, he was a bartender and he worked for this like he owned this merch like graphic design company. I actually met him because he used to make like t-shirts. Like he was making Joanna
That's so
Angel t-shirts that
sweet.
I bought from him like for
So
like
he was your
conventions and
employee.
stuff.
And
Not
he-
an employee. I guess I was a client of his
Oh, wow. So he-
merch company.
So
or
Small
whatever.
Hands was fucking clients.
Yeah.
Got it.
Love that.
No, I definitely made all the moves, you know. Yeah.
I
His
love that,
clients were
though.
fucking him, you know,
You know,
client.
I want
Yeah.
the cotton
Yeah,
t-shirt.
he was being very, I mean, he was being very, very
No more polyester.
professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for a while, I was just a client. I was in a relationship with someone, I don't know, and I was just a client. I don't know. And then like one day I started like hitting on him. I don't know. And he actually asked like a friend, like, am I crazy right now? Or is Joanna Angel like hitting on me? And I literally did start like placing t-shirt orders for that I didn't need.
Oh,
And I would,
that is
yeah.
so
That-
sweet.
you know, it's really nice. You guys thought that was cute.
Yeah, that's adorable.
No, almost
Like,
pick a normal
other people
guy.
might think that's psychotic.
You're struggling with the normal guy picking.
Listen, I don't
Nala's
wanna
been
talk
on a
about
bad
it.
dating streak.
Yeah.
Bad.
I get
And
it.
I'm
I
responsible
get
a little
it.
bit.
But I only want a normal guy. That's why I'm not out to look for a celebrity, a porn star, or nothing. Like you don't have to be in anybody. It would be better if you were a nobody.
No,
for me.
it is better
So I
if
could
they're
like
a
hide you, and
nobody.
you're my secret.
I
like,
know.
Start looking for
I know.
merch guys.
I made my nobody as somebody.
That's
Aw.
so
Well, I
mean, he
sweet, though,
wasn't a
that-
band
I
and
like
stuff
that you
before,
pursued
you know?
him, though. I feel like a
I
lot
did,
of people
yeah, I
like
did.
maybe think that's a little controversial, but fuck, why is it not? Like we have feelings too that we want to express.
I think if you're a girl in the adult industry, like I think you need to be the one to pursue.
It's hard
And
to pursue us, I feel like.
you know, also we like know what we want. And it was like
Yeah.
a funny time in my life. I had already, I'm old. I had already been in porn for like 10
You
years.
look so
at that
fucking
point.
young, though.
At that point, I was
Could be
already
Bang
in the
sisters.
industry for like 10 years, and this was 10 years ago. So, you know, it was a funny point in my career where I'm like, all right.
When you have
anyway.
threesomes with your husband and you give the blowjob and then
I give the blowjob.
the guest gives the
you
blowjob.
You share.
Right,
Try
okay.
to share.
But,
yeah,
but
share.
then if he does the extra moan with her, do you get jealous?
Oh, no.
That's okay.
I mean, also, I'm so like,
I would have a problem.
Oh,
I
Good
would be
to know.
jelly.
you would be.
I mean, you can't.
If
you
I
can't
was
do
going
that,
down on my muffin brie
right?
and I brought my boy Eric to come go down on
And she liked him better. Right.
Baby, you know,
You'd want her to
we're not
moan
going to
better.
Delilah
I
tonight
understand
anymore.
that.
Then it sounds like,
In and out.
no.
McDonald's.
Then it sounds like you shouldn't have threesomes.
And we
you
don't.
know?
We
Sounds
don't.
like
Yeah.
you shouldn't, you know?
See,
Oh,
I'm
but-
struggling with that. I'm struggling with the divide. Like, do I do that in my next maybe relationship? Something I've been scared to do? Do I invite someone in just to see?
I think if you are scared, I mean, you have to listen to those feelings, you
Yeah.
know? Like
And the
it has
moments.
to actually excite you
Mm.
to bring someone in, you know? Like, and I'm also very like, I'm pretty like self-aware, and also being a director for a long time, like I legitimately know this girl sucks dick better than me. This girl doesn't. I mean, it's just a fact.
Right, we all have our talents.
I know. I know where I fall on the dick sucking scale.
I know. Same. Do you give the Glug Glug 9,000 or do you give the 3,000?
I'm very, like being a director that owned, the company that, I was in the editing room watching my stuff
Like, damn, she's
being
good.
edited.
Small hands don't like her.
And I'd be like, that girl is better than me. I'm better than that girl, like just physically,
I use the same shit. I love
speaking
that.
sexually, like
While we're on
you
the
do have
subject.
to kind of put so it's fine. I mean,
Okay.
if he's going to moan louder, and also like, of course, something I know, men, new things are exciting, that's always going to be exciting. You can't
That's a good,
see it
very
that
mature
way.
way
You
to
can't
look at
see
it.
it. Yeah, you
And
can't see
professional.
it that way.
Yeah.
This is a guest, if you're having a guest over for dinner, you
You're
can't
hosting.
you can't
Very good
hoard
mindset.
the food,
You're just like,
I like
you
that.
want to impress the guest. You want the guest to have a good time.
yeah, we
you
want 'em to eat right.
You want the guest to want to
Nala
come
wants to
back.
go over for
Fine
dinner.
China.
Imagine you invite a guest over for dinner and you're just like trying to keep all the good food for yourself and you're like giving the guest scraps. It's
That's
not
what I'm saying.
right.
Damn.
The guest needs to have a good time. It's your job to make the guest feel good.
Very good
That's how
point.
you have to see it. So, and if you can't see it that way, you shouldn't have a threesome. And
Maybe it's not right for us.
yeah, it might not be right.
Because I take all the meat for myself.
Yeah. But
Do you guys bring
you'll
in
know.
other dudes?
Okay, so sore subject. I mean,
He doesn't like big hands coming in.
we don't. Okay, we will bring other dudes
No more big feet.
in like an orgy. We have done, I think twice. Twice we did maybe it was only once.
Oof, that's
A
it.
boy girl.
And you've been married.
Yeah, we did a
8
boy
years?
girl once, and it was a DP and everything. And I he had a terrible time. And he was
Ungrateful
like,
bastard.
please don't make me do that again.
Oh, wow. He asked you that?
Yeah,
Or you just got that vibe, you're
and
like,
it doesn't
all right.
come from where I think you guys think it's coming from. I don't think it was
Not
out of
jealousy?
jealousy. It was just like,
She's mine, maybe?
no, it was just like, I'm just not having a good time. I don't know. And like, he also at the time, think about it, like, this was my own studio, like he knew how important every scene was to me. I'm putting my own money into it. And so I think he was kind of stressed, like,
Yeah.
I want to do a good job and I think someone else would do a better job right now. So
Well, at least she knows
Insecurity.
he's not
where
gay.
it came from. It wasn't like,
it
you
wasn't
know what
that.
I mean?
Okay.
He was like,
Yeah.
if I could have called someone else that day and been like, come on in, he'd be like, thank God. Like if he, so he's very like, if I go and do a scene with multiple guys on the days where I'm getting gangbanged or something, he will pack me a lunch and be like, please go, have a good time. You guys do this instead of me. Like, I don't want to do this.
Don't forget your gummy bears.
Yes, exactly. Like,
Keep your
please
strength up, sugar.
let me, like, it's not like, oh, like he's just whatever it is, like, and he did it. And I will say he pulled through. And it was very funny when that scene that year wound up getting nominated.
Wow.
It was very funny. It was
Wow.
like
So that's a professional day for him.
he did a good job. He
Wow,
did the
he
thing.
showed up.
It's almost like he was doing this like some women really want, their husbands to
Oh, I don't get
do
that.
dishes or take out the trash or something. This was my like, please do this for me,
Aw.
like just do this for me, not for you, for me.
That's love, actually.
so he
That's
did
so
it.
sweet.
Who was the
And
other male?
Yeah, it was Xander, actually.
Xander?
Yeah. Xander Corbus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. A great duo,
Okay.
a great duo. And
Xander.
yeah.
Does he have tattoos everywhere?
No, he doesn't. Oh,
Okay.
that's so funny. You don't know who he is. I'm so old. Like he was like
No, it's
the
not.
guy.
I'm actually so
a
bad
few
with
years
names.
ago, and
You know what?
would've
I
been
only
like,
know Small Hands. Avian, he had 1 million nominations, and I think he won a few awards.
Yeah, he's won quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you
too.
Yeah.
Why is he
We've
called Small Hands?
He has small hands.
Oh, like,
Makes
the
sense.
king has like sausage fingers?
Yeah.
Is
It
it
kind
like
of
that?
started as a joke, and the joke went a lot further.
Did
than
you
I
nickname him
thought it.
Small Hands?
No, okay, so I didn't.
He's watching
His
this right now,
first,
just
yeah, I
freaking
know,
out.
right?
Yeah.
His first scene. I mean, okay, so his first scene. When I had him fill out paperwork, I was like, "Hey, so whatever name you put on here is the name that's going to be used everywhere. So like, just think about it
It's a big
for
day.
a minute. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big day. Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I actually, at the time, when we first met, all of his friends used to call him A Fresh. And to the point, like, anytime I'd meet a friend or something, they'd be like, "You're Fresh's girl." They'd always say that. And I just really hated that nickname. So I said, why don't you put any name down here except A Fresh? Any name at all. And I was like I think today is the day that name dies. So pick anything. And then later I came back and I was like, small hands? That's what you put down here?
Oh, he put it down.
He put it down. And he was like, yeah, get it? It's like funny. Like I have small hands and a big whatever.
You could say
and
penis.
I was like, that's not that funny. I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And I don't know. That's just... I don't think he really realized that's like...
He was going to have such a career.
Yeah, I don't think we realized how far this was going to go. And then by the time we wanted to change it, it was a little too late.
And out
because
there,
then there was like, okay, this is like now becoming like a real thing.
Right.
Maybe
It's
we
his
should
brand.
change it. And then it was too confusing to change it at that time because we had shot all these scenes and that were already like in the pipeline to come out with the paperwork sort of already like filed away. You know what I mean? And then it would be like, well, now we're going to have some scenes coming out like this and some scenes coming, you know, and it was just like, you know what? Like, it's just, that's just it, you know? Yeah.
Joanna,
so it stuck.
You're
anyway,
like award. You've won a bunch for directing and Burning Angel stuff, but you're like an outstanding performance guy.
A legend.
Thank you.
What kind of fucked up shit have you done for that award?
I
love this.
What kind of fucked up shit
Yeah,
have I
because
done?
outstanding means...
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was a while where I was winning all these like director awards. And, you know, a lot of, it's always like the grass is always greener. A lot of girls are like, one day I want to like be a director that wins director awards. And I'm like, I'm really upset I haven't won an award for any anal scenes. I put so much work. Like, how come you guys don't think I'm good at getting fucked in the ass?
I would be disappointed too.
You know,
That's crazy.
You know, I'd be like, God, I would trade in these director awards for a best anal award. But
have you gotten a best anal? You've won every award.
I can't remember. I've definitely been nominated for it. I don't think I've
But what type of fucked
yeah.
up scenes have you done for the outstanding one?
For the outstanding.
Because outstanding means the banana sandwich shit,
yeah,
right?
I mean, what is even
Well, because I know
fucked up?
Cherie,
Why
for
are we gonna call
example,
it fucked
had an
up?
alien come down from Earth.
Oh,
then
Inseminate you with an egg.
Right.
Oh, that's
Did you
so
do any of that
sad.
type of crazy shit?
I've done plenty of crazy shit. I
Okay,
mean, I
tell us about
guess a
some.
lot of the Burning
The
Angel,
craziest.
the craziest. I mean, I did win one of my first award. My first award was for most outrageous sex scene.
Outrageous. That's what I'm looking for.
Outrageous. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a pretty notorious that became a bit of a cult classic zombie movie called Repenetrator. You know, it was like a parody of The Reanimator. It's actually really hard to get this movie. There's like people who have written like school papers on this movie. There's, you know, because it couldn't, this was so long ago, I didn't like know the rules yet. There's very strict rules on like mixing like sex and blood. I'm probably skipping ahead of myself. Anyway, I didn't realize that fake blood was included in that. Anyway, basically I was a zombie, you know, I don't know. And like, while I'm fucking, my arms and my legs are like flying off and there's blood being shot up to the ceiling. And like,
That was your first award?
that was my first award. And yeah, people would get
Pretty
this
much.
movie for Halloween parties and it would
What
play.
the-
You
No
know, like
way.
people would, yeah.
So
like,
while you're fucking, your limbs are falling off because you're a zombie.
Yeah, because I'm a zombie.
But you still finished the job.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. We're just
Yeah.
like eating the guy's neck
Look at
and
you're
shit.
traumatized from
No,
it.
I'm trying to actually remember. I'm like, wait, yeah, exactly.
And this guy, did he turn into a zombie as soon as he came?
No, he died. Yeah, actually.
Or you
Yes.
eat his head off? or
Yes,
how-
I was like,
destroying
he
him.
was dying. I was like, no, wait,
Okay.
my limbs weren't falling off. Correction, I didn't remember.
So you were
my own-
fucking him and
I was
taking his
fucking
limbs
him
off.
and yeah, his limbs were
And
coming
he was
off.
just so
There's
into
a
the
part
sex.
where I'm riding him and I'm like pulling his intestines out and there's blood squirting out everywhere. Yeah, and then I guess at the end he's dead and I try to fuck him again and then it was like to
That
be
is so
continued.
hot. Like fucking after
Anyway.
death, like
Yeah. Well, I haven't
Fucking
talked
like a
about
limp body?
Repenetrator in a long time. Yeah.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
the scene
Such a
comes
thing.
out on Burning Angel, and this was like in 2000.
Oh, it
necrophilia.
was for your own company.
Yeah,
Is that
2004.
So you
I
wrote
think-
it too.
Yeah, a friend of mine
You're
wrote
a
it. Doug
sicko.
Sackman. Yeah,
You're a
friend of mine
sicko.
wrote it.
We
He
love
worked,
it, though.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah. I didn't write it, but yeah, my friend of mine, his name Doug Sackman, actually, he wrote it. He used to work for Trauma and stuff, so he had a knack for horror movies. So,
That's the most outrageous I've ever heard.
yeah,
Yeah, literally.
That was my first award that I won.
And you're having an orgasm while his intestines coming
Yeah,
out.
his intestines are coming out. There's blood shooting everywhere. There was actually, we shot in this very big loft, like very, very high ceilings, and there was actually blood on the ceiling that somebody, I remember my friend used to be like, it was
Were you
still
just
there
like
to this
covered
day.
in shit?
Covered, yeah.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
so fun. It's
the
like,
scene,
it's like an art project.
It was,
you know?
it was like, anyway, the scene comes out on Burning Angel. Wow, I haven't talked about this since, this is like porn history. This was like 2004, I think. And this was the first big thing. Not only was it was also my second scene, I think, ever. Anyway, the scene comes out, and we're all so proud of it. I mean, not to mention this, cost a decent amount of money. The scene comes out on Burning Angel. Like the scene comes out, like it gets released.
But wait, it's not out yet?
No, like I'm talking like yes, when it comes out. Yeah, shot the scene, blah, blah, blah. The scene comes out.
Okay.
On Burning Angel,
Understood.
and it was going to be our Halloween release or whatever. So we put it out, like, I think it was sometime in the middle of October. And it was like, here you go. This was like, the website actually did break. This was the first, like, it literally broke the internet.
Yeah.
Like, we got tons and tons and tons of traffic. People are calling me from Fangoria and all these horror magazines, like, it was crazy. It was
That's
probably
so
my
cool.
first big, thing.
Came out of the gates hot.
Yeah. And then
Bloody.
I get an email from our credit card processor, that's like, hey, this literally breaks every rule. All of them. And I'm like, necrophilia and blood and this and that. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, but I assume that meant
Bunch
like,
of sickos out there, eh?
Yo. Yeah.
I just so happen to be
Who's
one of
jerking
them.
off to that?
right. And I was like,
Well, and why is it so
Interesting
popular?
people. I kind of want to meet some of
Steve,
them.
you jerked off to that one?
yeah, you probably know of it. You're an old school.
You know that scene?
Repenetrator. Yeah. So then
I want to see it now. I have to
yeah,
see it.
well, I'll explain it more.
That's not.
Yeah. So, I was like, what are you talking about? I assumed when the rules were like no blood, that meant like real blood. I mean, I knew there were websites that had, stuff where people are cutting themselves and whatever. I assumed it was real. And I was like, this is fake. This is very obviously fake. Like no
Yeah.
human even bleeds this much.
Yeah.
There was like, we went through like 6 fire extinguishers full of blood. Like there was so much blood. Like it was everywhere. This was by no stretch of the imagination could this be considered real. I'm like, necrophilia. I thought that meant like if it was real, like this is like a Halloween movie. And they're like, yeah, it's still against the rules. And I was like, you have to be kidding me. And like the guy could blatantly see like before Repenetrator, after like how many people signed up to see it. And like I was like, I spent my own money on this, and I was like, I was like crying and
What, so they were going to hold your money and freeze it?
well, they weren't going to freeze it. The guy was like, I was like, can I call? And I was like crying on the phone. Like, please let me leave my zombie porn on the internet. The guy was like, and you know what? I got to thank him. If you're out there, you know who you are. I'm not going to say your name. I swore to secrecy. I never would. He was like, I really pretend we never had this conversation. And he was like,
A credit card guy?
yeah, he was like, we're never had this
Wow.
conversation.
A necrophilia
he
addict.
was like, I
yeah.
see how much this means to you. And he's like, I'm going to look the other way. It has to come down after Halloween. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, that's the best I can do.
Wow.
And he was like, I'm
So
just
2 weeks
gonna-
it was up, that's it?
Yeah. So that was it. And I was like, okay. And then I took it down the day after Halloween, because I promised him and I was like, thank you. And he was basically
you could've
like,
made
I'm going to
millions.
pretend.
And back then you probably didn't have a lot
I
of money.
didn't see this.
It was
Yeah.
your second scene.
No, yeah. No, I was still a stripper at the time too. So I was like, this came from stripper
So he
money.
killed the golden
goose.
And so look, he was just doing his job, and I still,
That is
I'm not going to say your
inspiring.
name. Thank you. Anyway, and so after the scene came down, I was like, you know what? Maybe everybody saw it. This was just a Halloween special.
That
like,
guy's dead now.
whatever.
He's fucking
I know,
zombies
somebody-
somewhere.
yeah. No, he's fucking other
Oh,
dead
he's a
things.
sicko.
Yeah. And I took it off the website and there was this like outpour of like, where the fuck did it go? Like so many angry people in customer service. Like, where did the zombie porn go? And I was like, oh no.
So did you find a loophole
So No, I had to tell everyone, like, this was too hot for
no,
TV.
you gotta
I had
finesse the game.
And then I was like, I'm gonna see what I could do to bring it back. And this turned into a thing where, like, I guess people who had downloaded it, they were like putting it on DVDs. They were this, and I didn't really care like about the piracy of it because I just wanted the movie to exist. I did find a very deranged European like processor that would pretty much do anything.
Europeans.
Yeah, man.
I can't
What
remember.
country?
What? No,
Russia.
it was like Cyprus or so. I found they like I found like a whatever, but it couldn't take Visa. I forget what credit card it took. Like some like Discover. I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't remember what credit card it took. So I found like an offshore situation, and I was like, okay, we'll put the movie on here. But of course, the website barely worked, and like it wasn't around with anything else. I did manage to find. I put it out on DVD because now, like, a bunch of these DVD, I guess people were going into all these DVD stores asking, like, where's your penetrator? Where's your penetrator? And they're like, so that's how I actually got our first DVD distribution deal because people were like, what is this movie?
So you
that
came out,
people
you
are
blew up
asking
quick.
about? Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I have them. At the time, there was like a porn rule. DVDs are 5 scenes. DVDs are 5 sex scenes. Like, that is what they are. It was like very, like,
Steve, keep that in mind.
Right? You're a DVD guy. You remember. Now it's like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. It became 4 at some point.
So
and
you
now
had to
it's like
fuck
3.
more zombie people.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, how am I going to put this on DVD? This was one scene. This was like a 20-minute scene, And they were like, I don't know. So I put this 20, and then I shot some like behind the scenes, like, I don't know. We did like an interview with direct, you know what I mean? We just talked about, we put whatever nonsense we could find to put on the DVD, photos, like whatever.
Yeah.
And so we put it out on DVD, and there was like a lot of stores that wouldn't pick it up and some stores that would pick it up. And this was back in what, like 2004, 2005 or something. And then after a while, this was like, porn was a little, and then I remember after Max Hardcore like went to jail, and there was a few obscenity cases that came out. Those few stores that were carrying it didn't want to carry it anymore.
Shit.
The haters.
This became, I don't blame them. They were just like, yeah. And I don't think they even really knew what it was. They just knew people were coming in and asking for it. And that's, and so I would go to horror conventions. Yeah, I would go to horror conventions sometimes, and I would just see it pirated copies everywhere. But it was one of those things I couldn't be mad about it.
Let 'em.
Like, I want this movie to just live forever.
And then AVN give you an award.
Well, it's just such a piece of art, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't
it's such
about,
a crucial part in your career.
And look, I made the money back,
Period.
whatever,
Yes, you
like
did.
in the first couple, whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're
rich.
rich.
We spent like, I don't know, I think the whole movie cost
Brian's
like $900 to make or something.
She's rich.
But like, I just wanted, I'll get a call like, I remember, like, I think last year somebody emailed me that's like, oh, I'm doing like a whole like research paper on repenetrator. Can I like once it used to be all the time. Now like once a year I'll get somebody
Good
who
old
wants to
Harvard.
like talk to me about it. Anyway, so that's
Gotta appeal to that younger generation.
Piece of porno history, but it did it. It put me on the map.
So,
and
Joanna,
that was my very first AVN award.
Yesterday,
Hope you enjoyed my story time.
oh, that was lovely.
That was incredible.
Top 5 story all time on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Actually,
I'm
so
glad you wound up
intriguing.
asking me about that
No,
because that's something
absolutely.
I haven't talked about in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on now with Joanna?
What is
Angel?
going on now?
Yeah.
I have to say, as proud as I am of all the stuff I've done with Burning Angel, and I loved all the big, ridiculous things we worked on, I have to admit, I didn't love being the boss. I loved having ideas and making them happen. I loved, like the creative freedom that I had. But once the company grew and grew and grew, like, I don't like to be the boss. I started to feel like
A bitch?
isolated. Yeah. Or like
Kind of like it's just too much
lonely
work.
up at the top.
Yeah.
And there's like everybody's
that.
having sex. And I'm like crunching numbers, making spreadsheets,
Oh.
That's
everyone's
so
coming to
funny,
set,
though.
I feel
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just all worried about,
This-
things,
yeah.
boring things.
True
and,
that.
all my friends were, performers just like living their best life. I don't know. After a while, that's how I was like, I don't really want to own this company anymore.
Who did you
know?
book the most, girls and guys? Who was your star?
Oh, I mean, You know, it was always like there was always a core group of guys, and the girls were, you know.
I feel like the most
rotating
your
a lot.
vibe of Bernie Angel. I don't know if you worked with her too much, Christy Mack.
You know, we never wound up working
wouldn't that
together.
have aligned perfectly?
I know. You know, Christy was in and out of porn like pretty fast. You know what I mean?
Oh, she was in and out?
I think, what was it, like a year and a half or something?
Wait,
But we
that's
actually,
it?
I don't want to say, like, you know, I don't want to, if actually, it was something like that, but I don't know. That could be,
Okay, because
you
she
could probably
went
look it up.
home
I don't,
and
yeah,
dipped.
she did. I
One
think
of
she
those.
was almost like,
She Mia Khalifa.
like too famous for Burning Angel.
Whoa.
I don't know. We were a
Crazy.
small company.
So who was your
But
star?
I will say, me and Christy actually recently got the chance to work together for our OnlyFans, where you can find it, and it's available on both of our OnlyFans. But I've got to say, these days, it's so much fun. Like, I'm so happy to be part of this age where I could be part of all the creators. And I said, once I sold the company and I was just working on OnlyFans and stuff, I was like, I feel like no one's talking about me at the water cooler anymore. I could just,
that's
be
not
on the
true. I'm telling you, if you watch a few episodes, you get brought up a lot, right,
thank
babe?
you. Thank
Joanna
you.
Angel,
Look,
Joanna Angel,
it's-
inspiration.
I like being on this side.
Yeah.
You know, it's very fun. I
You're
feel
like a
I'm
mother
kinda
hen,
just
almost.
living my best life,
Yeah.
you know? And it is funny, even booking OnlyFans stuff, people come to set and they ask me what to do. I'm like, it's not
Yes,
I'm not the
exactly.
director. I don't know.
See, you,
That's funny.
the three like inspiration that people love.
Thank you.
People love Jules Jordan.
Yeah.
They love you. Oh,
Aw. No, I love Jules Jordan.
Okay.
No, I gotta say, Jules, I was a big fan of Jules
Okay,
Jordan
and
before I
Kaden
got to
Cross.
porn. Yeah.
Those are the three like mother
Look,
hens.
I actually said at a certain point, I remember
And
when
bang.com.
Yeah. I said at a certain point when Kaden first started directing, I remember seeing the very first scene she directed. Because, you know, being a female director, when another female director or like a performer turned director would come in, you know, you'd always check them out and whatever. And I remember seeing Kaden's first scene and I called her and I said, "You are much better than me."
Really? Wow.
I was like, she's like, no.
Is
And I was
directing
like,
that hard?
You are much better than
How
me.
hard is directing,
It is
really?
so hard.
Come on.
And I can't even
The
explain
sex
it.
is the hardest.
It is
Keeping the
so
erection
hard.
is harder than holding the camera.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's what
I actually do think, literally and figuratively, the male on set does have the hardest job.
Yeah.
It really is.
And he gets snubbed
it's
the
a
most.
mental game.
It is.
Bring
and
your dick and go home.
It is you are doing something that is physically unnatural
Absolutely.
to do. And
You're
I get
taking
it.
those
I've
stills,
done, you know,
keeping it
double
up.
anal and this and that. That's
Tough.
unnatural in a different way. But like, that's just, it's like.
People
Our
sleep
bodies
on-
are so different. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for girls, there's more like mental stuff you have to deal with and you know, and the
Absolutely.
world around you kind of hating you and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But
True.
like
No
the
one hates on male
actual
porn
physical
stars.
act,
Period.
Yeah.
I think like the physical act of doing porn, you know.
But what's so hard about
It's-
directing?
But oh man,
Not to
wow.
hate.
You try to do it, okay?
I think I could.
What's so hard about directing?
I co-directed with
A,
Bang.
That's did you have to book everyone and have them show up? that
alone.
So
step
hard.
one. That's very hard.
To me, it's
to
this.
book a group of people, a camera guy, a girl, a location, a makeup artist, the bare bones.
It's like throwing a mini house party. Now it has those parties every weekend.
Not every
And
weekend.
how many people? And how many
Can't
people
deal with that
flake?
many people.
You know?
People flake.
Okay, and then it's dealing with it's like sometimes I would feel like as a director, it's like you're almost like a
Mom.
sex therapist or something. You have to like start
people
thinking
just dump
like
on you.
no, not even that. Like okay, maybe therapist wasn't the right word. Like a
Okay, so not the filming part, it's the actually
you know what,
directing.
actually, yeah.
Understood.
So there's so much work to do before you come to set. Like who's gonna fit well with who, and you know, and I used to. You know, like it's like a personality. Like you know, you want to make sure the
This
two
one
people.
has chlamydia. We got to replace her last minute.
Know, or who's gonna have good sex with who? You
Okay.
know, like
I don't
trying to
know.
pair the right person with the right person. You know, I've definitely been in the room where I was like, this is not a good pairing. These people don't like each other, and it's really awkward. It's really
Okay.
hard.
So I was
I
thinking
think
too
a
much about
lot
the
of-
filming.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
You know what?
directing.
And I wasn't a camera person, so you know, but
Okay, but putting it together.
putting it together
Got
is
it.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know,
But the filming, sorry, that's what I meant. Seems like not too hard.
I mean,
Or is
that all
that
depends on who you have that day and how
Oh.
well things are going, you
Okay.
know, and if
Wow.
the magic is there or what the idea is or what you're trying to execute. I mean, it's always
I have a few notes for
always
filmers.
different.
I have a few points.
Well, you know,
Okay.
you can direct it over there. 'Cause
I don't think-
there's
I've told
another
Steve.
person. Yeah,
I've
there's,
told
there's a
Steve
guy
this.
named Steve. I don't know if he's on camera or not. We keep talking to him as if he's here.
CFO of Bang.com.
Yeah,
The
he's
world's
here.
best porn site.
The world's
Wrong
best porn
tagline.
site. Yeah.
That's Brad. Okay, for filmers, I've told Steve this.
Okay.
Guys don't want the zoom in dick vag. People, I feel like they get bored filming and they're like, I got to switch it up. Let me get in. That could be my parents. I want to
Are you
see.
saying this? Have you jerked off to porn?
Interesting.
Are you a person that jerks off to porn, or do you just like watch it? Do you actually
Before I met
like,
the love of my
do
life,
you-
Priest.
Do you jerk off to it?
I have.
Because there's a lot of people who give input, and sometimes I'm like,
Okay.
do you jerk off to porn? If you don't get to have input. You know, there
Okay.
are fans
so
that they
true.
comment. It's
Yeah,
like,
like, what are you
have
going to say if you don't watch
paid
it?
for
Okay,
porn?
Joanna.
Have you watched a porn?
Before Brie,
where
I
you're-
was a
you're-
chronic masturbator
Okay, to
and
porn?
proud of it.
To porn.
Yes.
Okay.
Meat
then
beater.
then your opinion matters.
Okay. And I think it should be the girl's face should never leave the camera.
Oh, okay.
That's
I get
what
it.
I'm
The girls.
saying.
I always
totally
thought
disagree.
as a director.
I think it depends on how you want to watch
And
it.
it should never cut to the guy's face only.
No, it
Never.
should never.
I don't
It should
ever
never
wanna
get to
see
the
that.
guy's face. No.
That happens way too much.
I always thought as
Oh,
a director,
fuck,
the
you know.
ideal
Like,
shot.
I lost it again. Fuck. That's why you got to watch the
I got to use a
whole-
Cialis to jerk off at that point.
Right? No,
You sound like my
I
ex.
feel like that's only what people cut to if they have no other cut point. You know,
Right, okay.
Nobody wants to cut to the
Oh,
guy's
it's
face.
a boom.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Got it,
yeah,
got it.
yeah. What if the guy is stroking, he's jerking off, he
Little
needs a
poop
minute
comes
to
out, we
come.
gotta cut.
It's a cut point that nobody even wants. I get it.
Understood.
So
Oh,
I
the
understood.
immaturity
That
is
is
so
a last
great. I
minute.
love it.
That's an emergency cut point.
Also, it's so easy to be a critic.
It is so easy to be a critic.
So
You're
don't
not the
take
one
what
that,
I say with a grain of
exactly.
salt.
No,
This is
hey,
why I
sir.
watch anime hentai porn. It's all perfect.
Right? It's like,
Nothing goes
when
wrong.
someone's
They never
drawing
have to
it,
cut.
yeah.
Cartoons
No
fucking
cut,
each other.
exactly.
It's amazing.
But I think the ideal shot would I always wanted as director when I'd be like behind the monitor or whatever, and when I'd see it, I'd be like, yes, we're good. It would be when you see dick and like a little bit of stomach, and the girl's face. That's what you'd want to see. You want to see,
There you go. We're on the
I always
same
want
page.
to see tits too.
Yeah.
Always have to see
But
the
look,
tits.
that a lot
They're
of things.
fucking so hot.
Yeah. If you see the girl's face, or you want to see dick
Milkers.
and girl. You
Give
wanna
me
see
the
dick and
milkers.
girl.
Dick and
Yeah.
girl.
Dick and girl. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Cheat-
then it would
cheat code.
but then it would get confusing if you shoot like a girl strap-on scene. You want
That's my
then it's like, are you treating the
That's
girl with the
tricky.
strap on like a guy? Are you
Right.
treating her? Then it's two, or is it like two
when
girls?
I'm using
Is
a
it
strap on, I want to be the guy.
See, that's
I'm
tough to-
taking
I would-
video
but
of
we
you.
wanna see your
like it's
face.
about you.
No, yeah,
You're
you do.
hot,
You
so
do.
then you got to go
Yeah.
wider. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's just
Yeah.
different,
That's
But
tricky.
then
Right.
sometimes you do want to see that angle with the strap on in the girl.
Right?
And my last
Yeah.
point is in a threesome to not zoom in too much. Like always try to include all three. That's all. That's all my
Yeah,
notes.
of course.
You know?
Because then
You
it's
always
not a
wanna
threesome.
include
If
all
one
three.
stops for even like a minute,
Yeah.
it's no longer a
Right.
threesome.
So too much.
No
I
one should
find
be on the sidelines.
The filmers, they'll be like, okay, he's really fucking her right now, and they'll dial in on the one. But baby girl's still involved over there.
Right.
Keep her involved.
Yeah, keep
Those
her
are my
involved.
only
No,
points.
yeah, no one should ever be.
So you
well,
like my
should-
notes?
I mean, I like your notes. Are they easy to follow? Like that's what every director and camera person wants, but sometimes that's
So
not
true.
what's
Easier
happening.
said than done.
That's so
Easier,
funny.
yeah. Sometimes it's just
like
not
telling
what's
LeBron,
happening.
go score
And
100
that
points.
Has to do with the pre-production work. I mean, what if I've booked a threesome once. I remember I booked a threesome, and suddenly I was like, okay, I see what's going on. I'm like, what am I allowed to say? What am I allowed to say?
Go, okay. It's a safe place.
It was like, no, this is not safe. This is like literally not safe.
Cameras everywhere. This is
From
not
what I
safe.
learned, like, this was a long time ago, and none of these people are around in the industry anymore, so it doesn't matter, and I'm not going to say their names. But I remember I booked a threesome scene, and I guess I learned later, because two of the people in the scene were like having kind of like an affair with each other. They were both married to other people, and they were both
Was it secret?
like kind of in love with each other. Yeah, it was a secret. And so I guess like, and then it was a threesome though. And so like the third girl was very like, I got to be like, hey guys, hey,
Include her.
yeah. And they were just like, in
Oh,
love.
so it was more like
they were
love making
they were
between
like,
them.
They were like, on a different planet,
Small
and
hands,
the
worst
other girl,
fear.
That's good.
And then and the other one was like not, and I had to keep, and then the other girl, I felt bad for her because it, like, hey guys,
Play with the other kid.
Yeah,
Share your choice.
Yeah, they were really enjoying the moment with each other. Like there was just so much passion, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have known about this drama ahead of time, and then I would have just.
Which is rare, by the way.
It is rare.
You don't
yeah.
find a lot of porn people fuck each other off camera.
What?
With no, now they do for OnlyFans
You know what?
content.
Now it's for OnlyFans. You're right, but yeah,
they don't just like fuck in a car.
I do. Who's they?
I don't know.
What?
That used to happen
Normal
all the
people
time.
do that.
Right, but now it's
Now it's let's shoot content. You're right. Now everybody wants to monetize.
Also,
that
now I'm
off-camera
hearing
sex.
yeah.
a
But
lot
yeah,
of
they're
directors are saying take your makeup off before you leave the set because you're not allowed to just do a scene right away.
I know. Well,
And then you're gonna sell this scene and it's gonna fuck with ours.
Yeah, that'd be
That's a new rule.
Yeah, I'm sure. I get it. Well, I mean, I saw the writing on the wall when I owned a studio and being a director, and I'm like, this is not.
Because their
as
makeup's all done, they're
Yeah.
fired up, they
Yeah.
just did it. And they're
Right,
like,
I
let's
get
go
it.
fuck right now.
And I understand that. You know,
I get it,
like,
too.
yeah, I remember.
As an owner standpoint, you're like, yeah, bro.
I'm like, I just paid for that makeup.
We just paid
I want
10 G's
a
more.
percentage of whatever that makeup does for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
love
But see,
that,
I did not
yeah.
want to be that person anymore. So now I don't care.
Right.
Now it's now it doesn't
So
matter.
some
Yeah.
girls tell me, like, they'll like pretend to put it off and like just be like, hey, see
Oh,
ya.
they're hiding.
And they'll be like,
yeah.
there's a motel down the street.
Let's go do this again.
Yeah.
But don't they want to just, go home after set?
Well,
Yeah.
business
They
and
wanna
it's
get-
booming, baby.
It's true. You're right.
You know?
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you had like a connection with someone on set.
You
Like,
just
you want to go
fucked.
like, oh
Again.
shit, this
Yeah.
is kind of good.
Once
That
you
dick
go
is
home and
good.
you have your pizza
No,
and your
I know,
nap, you're not gonna
right.
fuck again that
No,
night.
you're right.
No.
But yeah, I guess in my day, before OnlyFans, we just fucked in the car,
So exciting. So exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about, okay,
The shower.
you've always
that
been,
doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, that's different now. Yeah.
you've always been married, it seems, or
Yeah,
together.
I guess I
Were you
guess I
having
have-
off-camera sex outside of porn for fun
Yeah.
while married?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was married, then I was not. Well, not. I guess I was in a relationship, and then I was
Because would that be
not in a
cheating,
relationship,
or
and
was
then-
it completely?
Wait, what?
open?
No, I never. Yeah, when I was in a. Yeah, I guess when I was in a relationship.
Were they non-porn monogamous?
Wait, sorry.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, no,
I'm
I
feeling-
don't fuck
You feel me,
anyone
Smalls?
off camera
Right.
when I'm in a relationship.
Because that
No.
would be cheating.
Yeah, that would be cheating,
And how-
which my ex did all the time.
Makes
Ah.
sense.
See?
But I was not okay with
See,
it.
there's rules. There's
There
layers.
are rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
work is work.
What's work is
Right.
work. Yeah.
Right.
Why do you need to
Yeah.
be fucking this person
That's
if
cheating.
you're not filming it?
That's emotional.
It is emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Like, because
and
you
I-
want it at that
Yes.
point.
Yeah, I think in porn you really do need clear boundaries. And anyone that I've found that's like, I mean, that's especially because it's like you're dealing with your friend group too. Like, like you need boundaries, I
Yeah.
think, especially
That
in the
makes so much
industry.
sense.
And
Yeah.
fuckhead broke the rules.
Fuck face.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
well, that's
He fucked
long
around and
story,
found
yeah.
out, didn't he?
True that.
I mean, it was like a open relationship that was only open on one side.
I'd hate
you
to be
know?
your ex. Imagine never having her again.
I
True that.
know, right?
I'd just go die.
The zombie queen
He actually
herself.
did kind of say that once. It felt good.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Kind of said he has to live with the fact that he'll never get to be my friend or be in my life. I don't know, something like that. I remember seeing the quote. No, that's not cute. Fuck him.
You know what I mean? Sucks to suck.
I read it in an interview somewhere. And I was like, yeah, you're right. In
Yeah.
your face.
I'm
You don't
cool.
Get this.
Fuck
you don't get
you.
to be my friend.
So you and Small Hands, children?
We don't have any children.
Are you going now?
I mean, I'm 42. I don't know. I guess I'm probably running out
I
of time.
would never guess that you're 42
Right?
years
Looks
old.
young. True that.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're
Yeah.
a baby, eh?
When she
I
started her
get
porn
it.
career, I was like 3.
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
like talking about things in the Stone Age.
Yeah, like 2001. I was
Yeah.
born in 97.
Yeah.
So you were
Yeah.
young when you wrote that fucking legendary scene.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was 20.
That's so impressive.
Legendary.
It's art.
And it
It's
was-
truly
Thank you.
art.
Well, you guys
Pretty
can
innocent.
find
Use our
it
body
out
to
there
create.
somewhere. It's penetrator.
We're
It's
gonna-
out in the world. I
yes.
don't know.
I have to see this now.
We have to.
Moving
There's burned copies everywhere.
Can you not
still see
re-release it
yeah.
on OnlyFans?
No,
You thought about that?
That's definitely
Oh,
against
when
the rules on
OnlyFans
OnlyFans.
is
I
so
actually
weird
have.
with even fake blood.
Yeah, no, I remember
Yeah.
I had like
How
a
do you
few
know?
pictures from like just Halloween
I do
photos.
cosplays. I've done like
Yeah,
Joker
I-
The
blood.
dripping.
Yeah,
Well, it's I'm doing.
yeah, I had like a Halloween thing, and it was just a few pictures, and
Yeah,
it was just
they don't like it. It's
like
so
a thing on my
weird.
face, and there was a little blood dripping, and I had
Yeah.
to take it down.
You know
So
what I think?
This is absolutely not allowed anywhere.
When you retire from the game,
mm-hmm,
because no need to.
yeah, at this point, yeah.
But if
when
enjoy
I'm
it
like
so much.
97,
you should do
yeah,
a remake of
97.
that scene as your last hoorah.
right?
That's the play.
And just fucking put it on my
Wow.
OnlyFans
Yeah.
and just get it taken down.
And say peace, bro.
it'll go up and then it'll go down.
Honestly, just make your own site and put it up on that.
But you can't put it, then you won't be able to take Visa, you know?
Talk to the offshore people.
Yeah.
Put
Steve-
it back offshore.
CFO Steve can help you out.
Bring it back, you know? Just let the legend of Repenetrator
Well,
live
Joanna,
on
if I can
forever.
say, this was such a beautiful, entertaining,
So entertaining.
knowledgeable, loving,
Learned so
emotional.
much.
We laughed, we cried.
I'm gonna cry.
This was a great episode. Nala, you were
I feel
fantastic.
so attached to you now.
Yes.
I love it. I just love
You're so
learning.
cute.
Like
I
I have such a passion for this industry, and it's so nice hearing like where it started,
I'm
like the
gonna
roots,
cry.
the grunge of it all.
Honestly,
It's
I
good
love
shit.
this industry so
I do
much.
too.
And
I don't
over-
have like normal friends. I have these friends. Like these are my friends.
I get.
love it.
I feel like it's a family member. When people say bad things about it, I don't like it. It's like stop talking about my family.
I
Like
agree.
that,
labeling
you know?
it when
Yeah.
you're not in it, you're like, what the fuck do you have to say about it?
And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of girls.
And that's why we're here, to bring positive comedy joy
yeah,
to it.
and look,
Yeah.
it's entertainment, you know, like
It is.
there's darkness in entertainment. There's shitty people in entertainment, you know, there's bad people everywhere, you know, but you know, but it's also, there's a lot of beautiful, amazing, like interesting people. I have met like the most brilliant people I've
boy
ever
Bart.
met. And yes, I love Bart. Bart is amazing. I mean, I've met the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life. I've gotten to travel the world. I've gotten to have sex with so many sexy people of all
See,
different
this is why you do it.
genders, you
Get that
know,
dick.
of all different, you know, shapes and sizes. I've gotten to have
Sell your
sex
company
with,
in 2018 for a
Yes,
bag,
I got
baby.
to start a company and sell a
Hey.
company. You know, I've had amazing opportunities in this industry, and it hurts me when I see girls enter the industry and like make, you know, do really well and then like say bad things about it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it
Or
hurts
don't
me.
really want to
Lana?
admit that
Yeah,
they're
but
like
I get
in
it.
it.
Look, if they had a bad time, they're entitled to tell their story. They are like they're, and I'm not denying their,
He's fighting with
you know,
fire.
whatever.
Lana!
But yeah, but you know, oh, that was funny. There was one comment, Lana said. What was it? She said something.
Felt pressured and forced.
Look,
Not-
Lana
Yeah,
was
that's
so.
Shush.
Bullshit.
She loved it. She
Loved
was.
it.
She, I was.
We
you
know.
and her- She,
We know.
She did. She had a
She
great
knows.
time.
Although,
I mean,
Lana, if you want to come on the show, we'd love to have you.
she's gorgeous, really gorgeous. I mean, she was known. Like I remember when she was new, everyone would be like, Lana. I'd be like, is that the really pretty girl? Like she was just in an industry of pretty people. She was known. You know what I mean? She was like stunningly beautiful. But what something she said on Twitter when what was she saying one day? Like porn should be illegal
Yeah.
or something. She said porn should be illegal.
She's blacklisted.
And I replied at some point, and I just said, okay, well, by that logic, then like your OnlyFans and your Snapchat should be illegal too, right?
Period.
That's what I said. And
Yeah,
I
you shouldn't
got
be making money from this.
It was one of those things where I was like, okay, but that is porn. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yes.
That's I wasn't even saying like, no, you're wrong or you're
Yeah,
not
no,
entitled
Look,
to.
Nala's a
I
porn
was just
star,
saying,
but she's never worked mainstream.
by
Yeah.
your logic,
Yes.
your
No,
Snapchat
you're right.
and your OnlyFans,
Yeah.
you know, that
You
people
are
jerk
selling-
off to. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think if you're
just
jerking
so
off to it, it's
hypocritical.
Then
porn.
go work at Subway, Lana.
Well, yeah, and then I said by that
bird.
logic,
You know?
it should
But
be.
you'll
Go get
fresh.
a job.
And
Go
then-
get a
Go start a merch company.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
kind
Go
of
get a
just
$5
asking.
Yeah.
And I had comments on that for days.
Wear a
and
hoodie
people were
every
like,
day.
are you
Yeah.
denying
Yeah.
the abuse that she had? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just literally saying
No, you're
if
right.
one's illegal, the other.
Period.
I'm not saying, you know, and it was like,
Yeah.
people are like, that's really
That's why I don't
fucked
get
up that
involved
you
in
don't have
politics.
other girls back.
True
And then
that.
I was like back and forth and back and forth. I'm like, no, I'm just saying, like, if A equals B, then I don't know. And I was like, all right, I'm backing out. It was one of the why did I even reply? But it
you're
was.
right.
And I was like, no, I'm not denying whatever she has said bad happened to her. I'm just saying if porn
If you
was
want to ban
illegal,
porn, yeah.
if porn is illegal, that's going to be illegal. They're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
going to say one is legal and
Then
one's
only
not.
use
It's all
TikTok.
going to come
I'm
down.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And like, then where do you draw the line? I'm just saying this is what's going to happen if your wish comes true, right?
Yes.
And I, from what I know, you make like, does she make like $10 million a month or whatever it is? I don't know. The
Yeah.
numbers I hear.
But you're so right.
And I'm like, and I bet that would be a bummer to lose that money, you know.
What an
Anyway,
episode.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, Joanna,
Thank you.
what an
Thank you.
honor.
Such a
You're a
pleasure.
legend, a pioneer,
Such a
a
legend.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
You really are a Joanna angel.
Yeah.
What is
Let's
your
have
OnlyFans?
sex sometime.
I would fucking love
Let's do
that.
it.
Would you let me strap on?
I want to have sex with you too. Yeah.
What about producer Super Mike? All right. So,
It's nice to meet you, Mike.
so what is your OnlyFans link?
Onlyfans.com/JoannaAngel.
There we go. And
Nala Fitness.
Nala Fitness. Fitness_Nala on Instagram.
Instagram.
Nala Fitness on OnlyFans.
Nala Fitness on OnlyFans.
And I'm Ryan. This is Pillow Talk. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.